It's reading week here on the podcast. I'm fired up to be sharing some books with you as we have this conversation about some of the best books I've read. And today may be my favorite. I gave a little tease at the end of yesterday's episode where we talked about Inner Excellence, and I got my copy of Inner Excellence here. Hopefully you've ordered yours if you've not read this book. A.J. Brown's read it. If you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, that's the book he was reading on the sideline last year. And he caught wind a little bit and started trending, and I didn't really think anything about it. But a few weeks ago, some guys that I hang out with, we started reading this book together. We do some leadership studies from time to time, and so this book hit our list, and I've been so impressed with it. So if you missed yesterday's episode, go check that out. But I mentioned at the end, I gave a little tease to maybe my favorite book I've ever read. Besides the Bible, I'll give it a little caveat there, but this book ties nicely to the Bible. It's called The Divine Conspiracy by an author named Dallas Willard. And I want to give you a warning today. If you are a person of faith, you will, I was going to say you'll love this book. You'll like this book. This is a hard book to read. This book took me a while, not because it's so thick. It is a little thicker, but it's just so deep. This book has made me think so much. It's been so great, and it's just been a constant companion through the years. And I say through the years, this thing's been written, it's been out. Let me look at the copyright here on the thing. Came out in 1998, so this is a 27-year-old book. I wouldn't consider this an old book, but it's getting there, and it's well worn. My pages are highlighted. I said on the episode, this book has been highlighted more than any book I've ever read in my life. And I want to share a little bit about it today. If you're a skeptic, I think this book would be something for you to wrestle with as well. If you are a person who would say you are a skeptic, you certainly don't want to gamble your future on, I may be right, I may not be right. And so I would just encourage you to check out this book, because Dallas Willard, he was a professor at the University of Southern California, just such a great thinker. And he starts this book off. This is kind of, he had me at, from hello, so to speak. Chapter 1, first page, he tells this story. He says, recently a pilot was practicing high-speed maneuvers in a jet fighter, basically a fighter pilot here. And he says she turned the controls for what she thought was a steep ascent and flew the plane straight into the ground. She was unaware that she had been flying upside down. What a way to start a book. And he basically, he says this is a parable of the human existence in our times. And I think if anything, the times are just accelerated over the way they were in 1998. I was there back in the 1900s as well. He said, not that everybody's crashing now, though there's a lot of that going on. But most of us as individuals and world society as a whole live at high speed. Can you relate? I mean, we're just going at such Mach, whatever the terminology would be there for the fighter pilot. And often we have no clue as to whether we're flying upside down or right side up. Indeed, we're haunted by a strong suspicion that there may be no difference in the two, or at least that it's unknown or irrelevant. We don't even know what we're doing. I mean, it's like our lives are going at such a pace. And he introduces from that the paradoxes of the kingdom of God, and it's just such a powerful book for me to wrestle with through the years, to spend time with. And so today I'll share just a couple of things that it talks about in here that I thought were really good. I mean, again, I could give you 1,000 quotes and ideas from this book, so good. But two of them in particular, I've been wrestling with. How it's amazing when you start thinking about your life, how good you have it compared to so many people who are in poverty, so many people who can't read, so many people in the world who don't have clean water, so many people who are just struggling. I mean, they're just emotionally a mess. And we have so much to be thankful for, but let's not ostracize ourselves or insulate ourselves, probably a better word, from those who are hurting. And it can be easy to do. And he has this one little section in here. He says, don't have your relatives over for dinner with a question mark. basically, like, it's easy to have the people that you like over for dinner all the time. It's easy to hang out with people who are doing okay. It's easy to do, to want to be with people who can do something back for you. And then he gives this little caveat here, because he's not saying don't have dinner with your mama or your friends or your brother. Here's what he says. He said, everything depends on what is in our heart. And I just ask you today, how's your heart? Do you have a heart for people who are hurting? And this can be really hard for us. It can be hard for me. I don't know about you. He uses this occasion, he says, when he's talking about this conversation, to just remind us that it can be easy to neglect people who are in need. And so I want to encourage you to not do that, to make sure you have some people in your life who you can share with. And this goes a little bit back to our inner excellence idea yesterday, that it's easy. I said at the end, it's easy to focus on the outer excellence. Am I impressive? Do I look okay? Are you, do I compare well to you? Where the key word really is inner. And this is what Dallas Willard is talking about all through this book. It's what Jesus talked about in his teaching. It's the inside of the dish. Jesus said things like, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what comes out of your mouth is only a reflection of what's in your heart. So if you got, you're harsh to everybody and you're profane and all this kind of stuff coming out of your mouth, it's only because that's what's in your heart. That's what it would say. And Willard reminds us of the old verse from 1 Samuel where it says God looks at the heart. Man looks at the outward appearance. We're surrounded by people who are going to pay attention, and it's so that's the upside downness of the whole thing, right? We can get in this groove of thinking that, man, we're impressing everybody around us, when the reality is man does look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. And the things that we think impress everybody else, I'm not sure they would impress God. In fact, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. And then the last thing he says here, again, this is over in, let's see what chapter. This is in chapter 6. And so this book, again, I could go all day on this book, but he says, I love this reminder. He says, genuinely good people are the people who, from the deepest level of their understanding and motivation, are committed to promoting the good of everyone else. Genuinely good people are committed to promoting the good of everyone else. I don't know about you, but it is so easy for me to want to promote my own good, and for me to not be so worried about everybody else's good. This goes back to the servant leadership mindset that we talk about here often. And I've used the picture of the offensive lineman in football. It's like the person who gets on a field and moves somebody out of the way so somebody else can score. That's just a great mindset. And if you're going to really be a good person, who doesn't want to be a good person? And the Bible does remind us, by the way, that there are no one is good. Only God is good. None of us are good. We all are a mess. But when we have our hearts right and we're connected to God, we actually have the opportunity to think in ways that are good. And to do that, it's if we're going to really have the heart of God, we're going to think about how can we help other people, not just promote our own good, but really care about the good of others. And I don't know, maybe that'll be helpful to somebody. It's been helpful to me to be reminded of that today. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. So here's my challenge for you today. I would encourage you to find one person today and see what you can do for their good. See what you can do to help things be good for them. I think if you'll do that, in fact, I know if you do that, it's actually going to be good for you, because God's going to bless you for that. And I think you're going to understand a little more of His heart if you'll do that. So that's the challenge today. If you're looking for a train wreck in your mind and heart, go get a copy of The Divine Conspiracy. You'll need probably the rest of the year to read it and work through it. But this book has been so vital for me. It's about I love the subtitle, Rediscovering Our Hidden Life in God. It's there, but if you don't pay attention to it, you don't mind for it, you probably won't find it. The truth is, the whole thing's upside down right now. If you really want to get it right side up again, go get yourself a copy of The Divine Conspiracy. All right, I got another one for you tomorrow. Hope you'll join us for that. Love you guys. Remember, winning begins at home.